welcome to my channel. I'm Lauren Boucher. The channel is called All Up in Your Melon. Today I will be making pizza dough. So pizza dough is really easy and really quick, except that you have to let the dough sit for an hour and then an additional 10 minutes once the dough has risen. So you need a bowl, you need flour, sugar, yeast. I'm using Fleischmann's active dry yeast, salt, olive oil, and a measuring cup. You're gonna need some warm water. So I need a spoon. Okay, start with half a packet of yeast. I'm honestly just gonna eye it and guess how much to put in. Always put in a little extra, just in case. Now, 2 cups of flour. Oh, left this in there from last time. I'm using Bobby Flay's recipe and I'm only making half the recipe because I only need 1 pizza dough. The recipe is for 2, so it calls for 3 and like a quarter cup. So I'm just gonna do a little less than 2 cups. So about this much. Now we need a teaspoon of salt and a half teaspoon of sugar. Oh shoot, that's a tablespoon. Whew. Guys, good thing I noticed that. Teaspoon of salt. I was thinking, that's a lot of salt. So I'm just gonna pour it into here. Still seems like a lot of salt, but 1 teaspoon of salt. Whew, guys, that was a close one. I don't know what to do with the salt. I'm just gonna throw it out. Okay, and a half teaspoon of sugar. Half teaspoon of sugar. Oh my gosh. That's flour, guys. I thought I was doing good today. I'm not doing good. Half teaspoon of sugar. Voila. Then we stir this up. Next, we need 3/4 cups of warm water. And this is gonna start to get sticky and you wanna add this in slowly. I'm just gonna add in a little bit at a time. And you also need 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So I'm gonna add that a little bit in at a time as well. So there's a little bit, and the recipe calls for the regular mixer, but you guys know I don't have a hand mixer. Oops. I'm adding all the olive oil in at once. It's too hard. Too hard not to. So this is going to start balling up, and soon I'm gonna just go in with my hands because as you can see everything gets stuck to the spoon. So it's just easier if you do it with your hands because you're gonna need to knead it a little bit. So I'm just gonna knead it in this bowl. That's the easiest way to do it, honestly. There goes the rest of the water. I'm gonna go ahead and get in there, get everything off the spoon as much as I can. I really need a plate or a napkin. Stand up, get full. So I kneaded a little bit. It's supposed to turn into a ball. It is not supposed to be sticky, and this is just slightly sticky, so I'm gonna add a tiny bit more flour, and then you're gonna just put olive oil in this bowl and let it sit. I don't know, it's not like really sticky. See how it's not really, my hands are dirty, but it's not like really sticking to my hands. I'm gonna put just a smidge of flour. Not sure if that's gonna actually do anything, but I'm gonna add a smidge more. Yeah, I think this is gonna be perfect because this is turning into like a perfect round little dough ball. This is it. It looks really good. Get a nice little not sticky dough ball. It's really important to just add a little bit at a time. A little bit of flour, or if it was a little too dry, a tiny bit of water at a time. A little goes a long way. So I'm just gonna rinse out this bowl, and then I'm gonna put a teaspoon, but I'm not gonna measure, of olive oil, cover it, and then let it sit for an hour. So I'll show you that and be right back. Okay, I have a clean, dry bowl. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in. Whoops, that's about right. My little ball. The smell of dough is just, it's magical. All right, put it in. Make sure all sides are coated in olive oil. And then we are gonna get some plastic wrap and cover it and let it sit. And there we have it. I'll come back, roll the dough out, make a delicious pizza for lunch. Well, early dinner, lunch, I don't know, might be 3 o'clock. Okay, anyway, I'll set my timer for 1 hour and show you where we're at. So I have let the dough rise for about 2 hours. It has totally doubled in size. It is huge, as Donald Trump would say, huge. So I'm gonna make a pizza. I am going to turn the oven up as high as it goes, like 400, 450. I only have a rectangle cookie sheet, so that's what I'm gonna use. I used to have a pizza stone, but you know what happens? It breaks. We put it in the oven when it had already cooled too much, so we couldn't eat our pizza. But anyway, so first you have to roll out the dough. So I have my lovely little baking pizza dough mat right here, and I'm gonna dose it, I don't know. I'm gonna cover it with flour. And then you want to cover the rolling pin with flour. You want to evenly spread this flour if you can. You never know how big the dough is going to get, so. And you really don't want the dough to stick, so. How good does that look? Look how airy it is. Perfect circle, pretty much, so it's gonna roll out really nice. I am gonna roll it into kind of a rectangle shape just because of my pan. Okay, so that's pretty thin. And we like thin pizzas, so I'm gonna put a slight, just tiny bit of olive oil on the cookie sheet. And a slight tiny dusting of flour, that's it. So this is the dusted cookie sheet. I don't know how I'm gonna do this on camera. Oh geez. This is what we're looking at. Let's rip it off, put it over here. We'll try and add it to this side. I'm gonna call that pizza surgery. That's looking pretty good. All right, so now I'll show you what I like to put on it. Drizzle with a little olive oil. I'm gonna use sun-dried tomatoes, so that has a little bit of oil in it, so I'm just gonna use a little bit of that oil as well. I'm gonna kind of drizzle a little bit of this on it, because this oil has been marinating the tomatoes for a bit, and that's gonna just taste really good. Get a few more drops all around. Okay. I don't know if I said, but this is going to be a white pizza, which means no sauce. We're gonna put the sauce on separately. So I've used this before, but it's roasted garlic. It's just it smells so good. It kind of spreads. See how that just spreads? Like, it's just magical. So where have I not gotten any? Spread it around a little bit if I can. And then I cut up a bunch of roasted red peppers. They're from the jar from Trader Joe's. They're so good. I diced them up small. I also diced up some zucchini into pretty small slices. I don't know if I would call it diced, but chopped them up. So I'm gonna load these on here. One more handful. These should roast on their own, so they'll be like a good amount of crunch. You can eat them raw. They're still good. Okay, that looks pretty good. And last but not least, the main ingredient of a pizza. Let's try it. I just went out and bought this because we didn't have any cheese. It's Parmigiano Reggiano. Oh my god. I really wish I wasn't lactose intolerant. I would eat so much cheese though. Once I finish putting this on, go around one more time. Okay, I'm gonna put this in for about 10 minutes. This will all be magically clean when I get back. The pizza is done and it looks so delicious. I already had a bite of the dough. It is so crunchy. I think it took maybe like 12 minutes. You really have to keep checking, and as soon as the edges of the crust get brown, that's when you want to take it out. Oh my god. It is so freaking good. It's a really nice thin crust. The vegetables are cooked perfectly. The cheese is amazing. And I have a little sauce right here. I heated up a little marinara. And just pick your favorite marinara, dip it in. The dough is so good and crispy. It has such a nice flavor. You don't have to make this type of pizza. Put whatever toppings on you want, but definitely try this dough. It comes out great every time. I can't say enough good things about it. And I just want to thank everybody for watching, and tell your friends, spread the word. I'm trying to get more views on my video. Leave a comment, let me know what you think.